Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet US President Donald Trump on February 13th at the White House to discuss trade, defense and technology. Indian-American Congressman Shri Thanedar emphasized tariffs, immigration and bilateral ties as key concerns. Mukesh Aghi of USISPF called the meeting a fantastic opportunity, while Dhruva Jaishankar suggested a deal to ease trade tensions. Boeing's Salil Gupte sees Modi's visit as vital for US-India business ties. Modi may also meet business leaders, including Elon Musk, to discuss Starlink's expansion in India.
Fantastic opportunity between the two leaders and two countries. You have to understand Trump is trying to drive change both domestically and internationally, and India is looking at more investments and technology from the US. So I think it's important both leaders understand what are their priorities. They do have a very strong relationship and warmth towards each other. So I think it's an important occasion to set the agenda for the next 4 years between the two countries and two leaders.
What topics do you think would come up during the discussions? We have seen that in recent days, immigration has been a hot topic, and when it comes to trade has been a persistent friction point because Trump has been calling India tariff maker. So, do you think this would come up during the discussion?
So, on the illegal immigration, I don't think there is an open issue. India has very clearly stated to the administration that they will all verified illegal Indians, they'll take them back. So I think there's nothing to discuss there. But on the tariff side, Trump has called India the tariff king many, many times. And it's important to understand India has proactively reduced a lot of tariffs on the goods coming from the US itself. I think more important is the question is going to be is how do you align both US and India's interests geopolitically, economically, technologically, on energy security for the two countries and people to people. So I think, yes, you will have road bumps, you'll have irritants, but both sides are comfortable dealing with those issues and finding a win-win value proposition.
How much do you think that China would come up during the discussions since we have seen China's aggressive stance in the Indo-Pacific?
Well, China is a factor. You have to understand China has been abrasive, assertive, aggressive, and it does have an impact both on the U.S. and India. From that perspective, yes, China will come in. And I think that's where U.S. and India agree. That's where the Quad was upgraded to state level by President Trump in his first term. He sees Quad as important. So I think China will come, but also Quad will also come in and see what role Quad can play to move things forward.
How do you see the defense cooperation between the two countries, and do you think that there could be big ticket announcement in that sector as well?
Well, I think the defense cooperation between the two countries is robust. There are no two other countries which have more joint exercises than the United States and India. Yes, there are expectations on the part of Trump to see if India can place some defense orders. It all depends what Prime Minister Modi and the defense teams are looking for. Yes, there are expectations. Can they be delivered? We'll know in the next day or two.
So we have seen tweets by President Trump on BRICS de-dollarization, and also, he has spoken about taking over Gaza. How do you see these two things?
Well, I think India's position within the BRICS is that there will not be no de-dollarization. India is very clear about that, and I think U.S. understands that. As far as the Gaza goes, it is a statement which Trump has made, and today King Abdullah is coming. There will be a discussion on that. He has made a statement that both Jordan and Egypt needs to take these people, otherwise the aid going to them could be jeopardized. So I think that is an issue between President Trump, Egypt, and Jordan, and also the Palestinians. I think India has no say there, so I don't think that will come into discussion.
For 4 years, how do you see India-US relationship going forward, since Modi and Trump have worked together in the past as well?
Well, I see the relationship optimistic. I see a relationship which is going to grow when you have 5 million Indian Americans who are integrated part of the society, generating almost 6 times the income of the percentage base itself. So I strongly believe the relationship will continue to move forward. We will have road bumps. Any relationship, you do have challenges, but I think there is enough maturity on both sides to be able to handle those issues and take this relationship forward.
And what about the trade deficit that both countries have?
I think that's a non-issue. I think India has a trade surplus of almost $45 billion. India can redirect its purchase of energy away from Russia and other geographies into United States, and I think that will just disappear in a matter of time. So I think that is a non-issue. I think where we see an opportunity is more of a partnership where India has energy security with the U.S. and moving forward in the small modular nuclear plants, which is a new incoming technology which U.S. has and India needs it. So I think you will see more discussion in that arena also.
So Trump has also been vocal on Bangladesh, on the situation of minorities in Bangladesh. How much do you think that this will come up?
I think India basically appreciated Trump basically saying protect the Hindus in Bangladesh. Yes, there have been rumors that U.S. was behind Sheikh Hasina's removal, which is incorrect itself. I think regional security will be discussed, not just only Bangladesh, Pakistan and others in the region, Afghanistan also. But again, it's a partnership which is going to look at what works for U.S., what works for India, and how do you bring that balance between the two countries.
Well, this is an exciting times. You know, Modi ji and Trump have met 2 times before. They had very good chemistry, good meeting, and I am looking forward to this meeting. It is so good that Modi ji is only the 2nd Prime Minister who is coming to visit Trump after he became president again. And there are a lot of issues that need to be talked about. The tariff is a big issue, the bilateral relationships, commerce, the immigration issues. There is just so much going on, and it's important that Modi ji is here in Washington, D.C., rebuilding that bond of friendship that he had established with President Trump. So I'm excited. I hope a lot can get done. As an Indian American congressman, I want to make sure that we have strong relationship with U.S. and India. And look, for welcoming Mr. Modi ji, we are getting some white snow here all over Washington, D.C. We'll have about 3-4 inches of snow as Modi ji lands tomorrow.
Right. So we have seen the situation in Bangladesh. Do you think that the situation in Bangladesh or the attacks on minorities would come up during the discussion?
I hope they do. You know, as a congressman, I spoke very much about it, and I asked that they address that issue. The State Department under President Biden did issue some sanctions against Bangladesh, so we will continue to do that. Yeah. देखिए दोनों की केमिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छी है, दोनों के एक साथ विचार है, और पहली बार जब मिले थे ट्रम्प जी और मोदी जी तो उनमें बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंडशिप हो गई है, और उसी के आधार पर अभी बातचीत होगी, और ये जो हमारे अच्छे संबंध है ये आगे बढ़ाएंगे. ये मेरी this is what I'm hoping.
It means a lot because Boeing, of course, thrives when the U.S.-India relationship is strong. And so the relationship, both at a government-to-government level and at a personal level between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump is very important for Boeing because so much of what we do here is about the collaboration between U.S. industry and Indian industry and serving this large Indian market in both civil aviation and defense.
So, Prime Minister Modi time and again speaking about the assembling team to
Yes.
India. What is Boeing thinking about it?
So there's a couple of ways to think about it. First, in defense, we all know that for defense, for large programs like fighters and the like, that is likely going to be a requirement for assembly in India, that's a national security prerogative. And so in the past, we have had MOUs where we have committed to doing that here in India for fighters. Now, we haven't been chosen yet on fighters, but we hope that'll happen in the future. And we expect that we'll have to make a similar commitment. So on defense, that's certainly something that we're prepared for. And in the meantime, what you have to do to get to that is build the supply chain as a stepwise manner to build the capability here so that you can localize. That's very key. Now, in civil aviation, the business case required and the volumes required for civil aviation are far different and larger than they are for defense. And so for civil aviation, I'll give you an example. We were having a conversation with the ministry just a few days ago about things like the regional transport aircraft. And the comment that I made to them was that you need a...
Boeing can be collaborated with the same concept in India.
Well, Boeing is the leading foreign OEM in India for Make in India today. We have over 10,000 crores per year in exports, which is probably 30 to 40% larger than our next largest competitor, that go from India largely to the US today. At the same time, of course, India and Indian Airlines are also buying billions of dollars of US airplanes in civil and defense every year. And so that is a wonderful example of a great two-way street when it comes to trade.